Hello everybody, what is going on? Jimmy here back with another video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today my friends, I got kind of a disappointing video, but you know what, honestly, I think it needs to be said. I think we need to leave the Nintendo Switch Pro in the past. It's clear to me that Nintendo is not making it, and I'm going to talk about that in today's video. But before we get started with all that, I would appreciate it if you did subscribe to the channel if you're new, and drop me a like if you have not already. We talk about Nintendo, we talk about Sony, we talk about Microsoft, we talk about even PC every once in a while. Albeit not that much, but you know what, we do talk about it sometimes, so I figure it's worth mentioning here. But you know what, everybody, today's video is going to be about the Nintendo Switch Pro, so let's get into it. So if you have been living under a rock, then you would not have known that Bloomberg and all these places have been talking so much about a Nintendo Switch Pro, and everyone believed it was real, and it was going to have this OLED screen, it was going to have this, and it was going to have that, it was going to be way more powerful, it was going to make our games actually run at playable frame rates. It all sounded way too good to be true, and you know what they say, when stuff sounds too good to be true, it usually is. But I gotta admit, even I got caught up in the hype for this. I'm on record saying numerous times that I was really looking forward to the Switch Pro, and I think it was going to be real. Well, unfortunately, everybody, we found out that the Switch Pro is actually not real. The Nintendo Switch OLED is what's real, using the same Tegra X1 chip as the red box version to Nintendo Switch, and that got everybody mad, including myself. If you haven't watched that video, I'll put it at the end of this one when we found out about that. I was not happy about that in the slightest. I was really hoping that we would see something new and actually get something fresh, but instead we got another rehash system that's exactly the same power as the one before it, with the better screen, some kickstands, a quote-unquote better stereo system. Still didn't fix Joy-Con drift. Plenty of problems still here, everybody. Nothing that I can really say is like a 10 out of 10 thing, but like I talked about in my other video, I still am going to buy it. I don't know why I keep supporting Nintendo when they make decisions like this, but I guess, you know, I can't help myself. I'm sorry. I get excited for new things, and I have to have them. Plus my launch switch is getting really bad. But anyways, guys, I think it's time we give up on the Switch Pro. I think it's time we leave the Switch Pro in the past. I think it's time we stop talking about the Nintendo Switch Pro. The Nintendo Switch Pro is not happening. There isn't going to be a Nintendo Switch Pro. And to all those people sitting here telling me, but come on, Jimmy, this Switch Pro is going to come out. It's going to be amazing. You just got to give Nintendo more time. I don't think so. I feel like the Valve Index was the nail in the coffin for the Nintendo Switch Pro. It's clear to me that people's interests have went elsewhere, and people no longer care for a Switch Pro. They're on to the next thing, or they're just going to buy the Switch OLED. It's one of the two. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that the Switch OLED has to be a Switch Pro to sell well. I mean, you see Nintendo is continuing to sell the base Switch just how it is, and people are actually still buying that. So this idea of Nintendo's going to become irrelevant if they don't release a new Switch that's actually more powerful, I disagree with that. And I think the fact that a lot of the pre-orders for the Switch OLEDs and the scalpers and everything is proving that. But to the people who seriously do believe that a new Nintendo Switch is coming out that's going to be more powerful in the future, maybe a year or two after the Switch OLED, I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I think we're going to get a next-gen Switch, and I think Nintendo's going to give that to us in place of a Switch Pro. It's clear to me by this point they would have released their hardware update. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. I think that they're now at this point looking at a next-gen Switch. They're looking at a Nintendo Switch 2. They're no longer looking at a Switch Pro. And I think it's time we leave the Switch Pro in the past and say, you know what? It was fun speculating, it was fun theorizing, but ultimately we got absolutely nothing out of it. Anyways, guys, I know this video isn't what some of you wanted. You guys wanted me to give you guys hope that a Switch Pro is still going to come out. I really don't think there is going to be a Switch Pro. I think the Switch OLED is going to be the closest you can get. And if you decide to buy it, you decide to buy it. And if you don't, then you don't. But ultimately, I think it's safe to say that we had a lot of fun talking about this entire Switch Pro, this whole situation, this entire time. But honestly, I think it's time we leave it in the past. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to drop me a like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Jimmy out of here.